Okay, this video is just a really super quick video to show you what I do to clean brushes real quickly. I'm just going to give an example of these two brushes that I have that I need to clean. One is a MAC 159 and one is a MAC 128. It does not matter what kind of brush it is, they're brushes. A little quickly, people ask me, do you have to use a special cleanser for cleaning brushes? I actually use various things. Mainly I've been using this baby wash normally, but when you use baby wash you will need to use something else for disinfection, which I use Beauty So Clean and spray it on after I've washed them for my disinfection. But lately I have been using the Beauty Blender cleanser, which is also good for brushes. I've been using this because I have a whole bunch of this, so I just figured why not. Anyway, first we're going to just wet the brush gently a little bit, and this is just me doing it with this brush. Just wet it a little bit, and then you're going to take a little bit of the cleanser and put it in your hand, just a little bit. It really doesn't take a lot, literally, and that's actually more than I really need. And then you're going to take the brush and just start gently kind of swirling it in your hand to get it on the product real good. Then you're going to gently take your fingers and kind of do this to kind of just squeeze out the product, clean out the product, or rub it out, I guess would be the better term for saying it. Gently, very, very gently. And you'll see that the color, I don't know if you can see this, but the color of the product that was being used is actually coming, rinsing or sudsing out. You can just do this for a little bit. Just being very gentle with it. And then I'm just going to go down here. You can't see what I'm actually doing right here, but I'm just rinsing it out in water. I do it in lukewarm water because I feel like lukewarm is a little bit better than just straight cold water, but you don't want it too hot. But you gently just rinse it out really well. If you feel like you need to go through another round of cleaning, if you feel like all the product didn't come out, then feel free by any means to go back through. Now brushes like this, you have to kind of keep checking to make sure, since the bristles were so spread, make sure that all the suds are out. If not, you need to keep doing it. Just make sure you rinse it completely. Keep the brush handle, since you can't see the brush down the water, keep the brush handle pointing down so you don't get water going up into the ferrule, because that can loosen up the adhesive and everything that's holding everything in there and make your brushes mess up. So you try to keep as much as possible the water away from the ferrule, or from going up in the ferrule. You don't want to damage the handles or anything like that. But brushes that are fluffy brushes, you have to take a little bit more time to make sure you have gotten all of the suds out. This is why you kind of don't want to overdo it with the soap, because that means so much longer that you're going to be sitting there doing it. But once you've gotten it out, you're going to take your fingers, these two fingers is what I do, and gently try to, just gently get some of the excess water out. You're not squeezing, you're not twisting or anything. You don't want to mess up the bristles. Alright, once you've done that, you don't want the bristles to stay like this, like flattened out or anything, because this brush isn't like that. So I take the palm of my hand and I kind of just do little tapping to kind of fluff those bristles back out some, like it is. Okay, and then I lay my brush on a ledge or something so it can hang over. I don't want this touching on anything, and let it air dry. Again, you're going to repeat the same thing. Just a little bit of the cleanser in your hand. You're going to wet up this other brush a little bit. Put it in here. Okay, and then same technique. And it's just like squeezing out all that color. Now I wash my brushes after every cleansing. after every use. I mean, some people don't do that. I do. It's just, I guess, my OCD need. Or try to at least. And you can put a little bit more water on there if it's a thicker brush, so you can wet it up a little bit more, and then continue the squeezing technique till you start seeing that you're squeezing and the water, I'm sorry, the suds are white, meaning that all the product is squeezed out. And then you do the rinsing just like I was doing before. Now, because this particular brush that I'm using is a 2-fiber brush, it may take a little bit longer for rinsing too, because sometimes that happens. One side is more thick and denser than the other side, so you just want to go through, make sure you get all of the suds out. But you're gentle with it, with the separation of the bristles and everything. You don't want to cause any splayed edges or anything like that. And once you've completed doing that, you're going to do the same thing that I mentioned before. You're going to gently take your fingers and kind of squeeze out the excess water. Just gentle, really gentle. Once you've done that, you see it's flattened out, and again, I do hitting that on my palm of my hand to fluff it out a little. And then you're going to put it on the ledge, or however you choose to dry your brushes. I suggest doing it laying down so water isn't going down in there or anything, and not let the bristles hang over whatever you're drying it on so the bristles don't mildew. And that's it. Pretty simple, pretty quick, pretty easy. And if you go ahead and do it quickly, you don't have to worry about all your brushes running out, or a harder task when you let makeup sit on there for too long. So I hope this helped everyone out. I'm sorry you don't see my face in this video, but I can't really move everything. But if you have any other questions about cleaning brushes, feel free to ask, and I will answer as much as I can. But pretty much every brush I have is cleaned the same method. Thanks.